So what we're going to take a look at today is dividing fractions using keep, change, change. We used keep, change, change when we subtracted integers, but today we're going to use it for when we divide fractions. The first thing that we need to know is a definition of what a reciprocal is. This is the multiplicative inverse of the original fraction. And right now I'm sure you're going, say what? So what this means is basically we are going to be flipping the numerator and the denominator. And when we multiply the reciprocal times the original fraction, we're going to get 1. So let's say we have a fraction of 4/3. The reciprocal, we are basically going to move the numerator to the denominator to the numerator. So my reciprocal is going to be 3/4. Now, if I would multiply the fractions together, remember we multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom in order to multiply fractions. So 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 4 is also 12. And we have the giant 1 of 12 over 12, and that simplifies to 1. So what I would like you guys to do right now is please find the reciprocal of the following fractions: 5/7, 9/2, and 1 1/3. Please put this into your spiral. Okay, so for 5/7, the reciprocal, if we flip the numerator and the denominator, we will get 7/5. So if we would multiply these two together, 5 times 7 is 35, 7 times 5 is also 35, and we get the giant 1, so we know we are correct. The reciprocal of 9/2, if we flip the numerator and the denominator, we would get 2/9. Now, part C is a little bit different because now we have a mixed number. So instead of just being able to flip the numerator and the denominator, I have to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. So in order to do that, we're going to multiply 3 times 1, and we're going to get 3. We're going to add plus 1, so we're going to get 4/3. So now we can convert it to a reciprocal just like we did in part B. So our reciprocal here would be 3/4. If you had 1 and 3 over 1, that's the same thing as 4, which does not make sense. So let's use what we know about reciprocals and also multiplying fractions to help us with dividing fractions using the keep, change, change method. So for this problem, we are going to do 9/10 divided by 4/3. The first thing that we need to do is keep the first term. So we are going to keep 9/10. So please rewrite it. We are always going to rewrite our division fractions using keep, change, change. So we are going to keep 9/10. We are going to change the division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. So we are going to convert this, so now we have 9/10 times, and we are going to multiply by its reciprocal. So we are going to change 4/3. So we're going to keep, change, change. So now the reciprocal of 4/3 is 3/4. Again, to multiply fractions, we're going to multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. So 9 times 3 is 27. 10 times 4 is 40. You always want to ask yourself, can I simplify my fractions? And for this problem, the answer is no. So let's try another problem. Let's do 3/5 divided by 6/7. So we are always going to keep our first term, so we are going to rewrite that. So now we have 3/5. We are going to change our division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. And we are going to change our second term, and the reciprocal, or the opposite of 6/7 is going to be 7/6. So when I multiply straight across the top, we are going to get 21. Across the bottom, we'll get 30. Now, 21 over 30 can be simplified. 3 can go into both 21 and 30. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So please try these on your own. So for part A, we are going to always rewrite it. So we will keep 2 11ths, so that's not doing anything different. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and we will change the last term to its reciprocal. So if we flip the numerator and the denominator, we will get 4/3. So when I multiply straight across the top, 2 times 4 is 8. 11 times 3 is 33. And that would be our final answer, because 33 and 8, there's no two numbers that will go into both of those. Part B, we have 5/3 divided by 1/3. So we're going to keep the first exactly the same. We're going to change division to multiplication. And we are going to flip our second fraction. So when we flip it, we are going to get 3/1. Even though 3/1 is considered 3, you should write it as a fraction so that way it's easy to multiply when we are multiplying fractions. So 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3. And now when we simplify, we are just going to get 5. If you write 5/1, there is nothing wrong with that, but 5, it looks a lot nicer. So this problem is a little bit more difficult. Now we have a mixed number in our division problem. We cannot divide with the mixed numbers. We always have to convert it into an improper fraction first. So to do this, what we are going to do is we are going to take 3 times 3, so our denominator times our whole number, and we will get 9. Then we add in our numerator, which is 10. So we're going to have 10/3 divided by 1/2. So now I'm going to rewrite it again using keep, change, change. So we have 10/3 because we're going to keep our first term. Our division changes into multiplication. And we are going to change our second fraction to its reciprocal, which would be 2/1. So when I multiply straight across the top, I will get 20. Across the bottom, I will get 3. Now, we should convert it back into a mixed number. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 3 go into 20 nice and neatly? We're going to get 6. How many do we have left over? Well, 6 times 3 was 18, so we had 2 left over, so that is going to become my numerator of my fraction, and we're going to keep the same denominator, so it'll be 6 2/3.